Yes, we needed to connect somehow.
Yes, actually, like, how are you, Tamila Sparrow?
Yes, I use Sparrow as my nickname because it's easier to remember.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes. Uh-huh. And I know, like, congratulations, you are a brave woman, like standing in front of, like, for the Philippines, not just for the Philippines, but for the other candidates. You were there, you were the voice of Miss Planet to defend, other candidates. We were happy for that.
thank you. I it's hard for me to really understand it because back in time in that moment I didn't think of anything like that. I was
Mhm.
just so furious. I was so frustrated. It was last throw of the dice when
Yeah.
Miss Philippines was crying, and I was like, "What's happening?" And it was already so heated up. And then she said, "They don't let me go." Like, what do you mean? And she said, well, those security there with their guns and they don't let me go. Like, okay. And this was the moment when I transformed into Hulk.
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm here with my DNA team, Almira. Yes.
Yeah, hi.
Yes. And for all the viewers, maybe we will wait for their comments later. So Tamila Sparrow is also an actress.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
more probably aspiring actress. I play in theater in Czech Republic and had couple of roles in TV shows. Yes.
Yes. Wow, that's nice. Anyway, let's talk about your Miss Planet experience. Okay. So you arrived there November 5. I'm not really sure, but and the other candidates as well. So how was the experience? At first.
Well, at first, I just arrived, and brief story. I was very delighted to meet some Czech people on my way to Entebbe, to Uganda. It's very important fact, at least for me. So
Yes.
when I arrived, I contacted the director of the Miss Planet competition, Pedro Francisco. I told him that I'm here, and I informed a month in advance that my flight is going to be this day, this time. So
Yes.
he gave me the contact of local manager. He said she would be responsible for us, and
Mm-hmm.
that for any inquiries I should contact her. That Monica Akech.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
said, oh, okay, I never heard about her. She was just the first time I saw her, texted her. And she said, yes, transfer is waiting for you. So it was okay. I went out from the airport and I saw the driver with Czech Republic paper, and he picked me up, drove me to the hotel. So we
Okay.
arrived at the hotel. Um, I was already at the reception, all excited to see this hotel alive because it was all promoted. And
Okay.
then Bradley came back and said, "Oh, I found out you're not supposed to be in the hotel. You are living in an apartment." I was
Oh. Okay.
all right. That's odd, but okay. No time for arguing. So apartment was basically a few meters from the hotel, and so I arrived at this apartment. He dropped me there, and that Monica arrived the very next second.
Mm-hmm.
And long story short, I was waiting under under this apartment probably for 4 or 5 hours in the street in the night with this
Okay.
Monica, and she was telling me different stories. Whether she was waiting for the keys, whether she was waiting for something else, but
Mhm.
in the end, reality was that she never paid for this accommodation.
Oh my God.
And
Yes.
yes, the owner was just pissed off. Owner was somewhere else, not in the city. And they were calling, so I heard her voice, and she said basically just, "I don't want anything, just go away." That
Okay.
was the story. So Monica, I was pushing. I think if I wasn't pushing, it would be even worse because I was really pushing. What's going on? Because it's just not right. I'm waiting here for 4 hours,
Yes.
and Pedro, director of Miss Planet, was telling me, "No, it's okay. Be patient. Everything is all right. It's just because everybody's arriving on different time. Blah blah blah." And that's why you're staying in an apartment for 1 or 2 nights, and then we move all to the hotel.
That was just the first day. Let's make it clear, like the first day,
The first night, I
the
would
first
say,
night.
the
Okay.
first night. Yes, yes, and then so she found some other apartments in the
Okay.
end, also in that area. It was around 5 in the morning. I was so tired. I was so exhausted of knowing nothing, understanding nothing. So I just came there, laid on my bed, and then other girls were one by one arriving to the same
Yeah.
apartment.
Hmm.
So that basically was our even first 0 day.
Yeah.
The 6th of November was basically 0 day because everybody was arriving. We were doing nothing. We were told, oh, we would go to our apartment the next day. The next day, Pedro will arrive the next day in a couple of days.
You
Well,
waited for not no one. There was nothing. Yes.
yes, he never arrived. Never.
Hmm.
In the end, but we were told just different stories, so it's hard to navigate between all of them. But basically, every single day we were told that either it's hotel's fault because they didn't accommodate us, or they didn't know, or they tried to manipulate, or they tried to scam us. And again, the same story. I believe that the hotel wasn't just paid. Even
Oh my God.
girls
Yes. It was a
girls
terrible experience for all
yes,
of you. Yes.
yes, girls. Some of girls arrived a day earlier, probably on the 4th, and they still stayed in that hotel for a couple of more days, and they paid from their own money for that hotel. So they were never paid back by the organization, by local
Yes. Uh-huh.
Monica, by Miss Planet and organization. They were never paid back.
So I have a question about that. I think maybe my sister has a question regarding that sponsorship, I guess. Mm.
Mhm.
Yes. So why do you think like the sponsors back out?
You mean sponsorship from which side?
Like the
From
The
hotel.
hotel, the accommodation.
So we
uh,
heard that there were sponsors, but they
yes,
back out. Yes. What
yes.
happened?
Well, from my perspective and from what we understood, imagine you come to some hotel to have some negotiation, but then you never come back. So they gave you some offer. They didn't agree to be sponsors, as I
Mm.
understand. They probably provided some better offer for all of us, but
Okay.
as they told. As it's hard to go through all these channels of information, but as they told, nobody came back, nobody paid in time, so they couldn't provide the same offer. That's what I understood.
Okay.
And
Okay. Uh-huh.
then this Monica was also saying, "Well, we can't afford this hotel anymore." And I was like, "Why
Mm-hmm.
can't you afford the hotel if you have all this franchise money?
Yeah.
Franchise money basically for covering the hotel and meals and transportation, all these things which are not provided by sponsors."
Yes. So you
So
believe all of you were scammed? Was it a scam, or maybe I don't know how to call it, but
it's
that's how
nothing
it
but
sounds.
I think it's nothing but scam because first of all she wasn't paying anything, and we were staying in some apartments which are probably nice if you are a single traveler or with family, but if you are 50 contestants in few rooms for 6 people, that's awful because we didn't have any kind of welcoming, we didn't have any kind of, I don't know, normal briefing about what is happening, what is
Yeah.
going to happen. Our CEO never arrived. He never actually cared. Then he stopped replying on messages.
Really?
Um,
Oh my God.
yes, and we at least I hoped we would have at least sash ceremony. And I would have normal proper sash. So everybody was waiting for that, all the fans, and we were in that hotel again
Okay.
in that lobby, waiting for two
Mhm.
3 hours again. God knows for what. And then that Monica, she came to us and said, "Oh, we are not going to have our sash ceremony here. We are going somewhere else." All right, we're not going to be here. But in
Okay.
the end, I don't know if you saw it, it was just a piece of grass somewhere in surroundings. They
Hmm.
put a banner of Miss Planet somehow curved and placed few chairs. And this is how this whole thing looked. There wasn't
Mm-hmm.
a carpet because we couldn't even walk. This is just grass and dirt. And okay, I tried to do my job as good as I could, at least for
Yes,
design.
yeah,
But imagine how big my disappointment was when I came to place of to be sashed.
yes. Mhm.
We all received just paper sashes. It's
Yeah.
just a paper, and basically it's not even just paper; it's sticker. So you just stick it off and stick it somewhere else. It's just long sticker, basically.
Oh my God. Yeah. I did not expect. I thought it was really like a big production. So that's what we expected here in the Philippines because we supported Herlene Budol, yeah,
Mm.
representing our country, and your video went viral here in the Philippines. Yes, yeah, like Czech Republic was a hero.
Yeah.
She defended the girls, and you were there. So how was it? Like, you were talking to someone there, like I don't know, maybe one of the organization, right?
Yes.
Maybe
One of the organizers.
one of the organizers. I'm sorry. Like, you were having an argument.
In that hotel, it was in the third hotel, by the way, it was the third hotel. So we left those apartments. We lived for a few nights, and some of
Yeah.
girls even didn't have proper bed. They slept on the sofa, just for information. They found, and not even that Monica found. There was some guys
Hmm.
who came just to support their contestants, and some from Monica's I don't know, circle. Some person was making photos for us, and some national directors. All of them were trying to help us. All the
Okay.
food we had, they paid for this food. Even food wasn't paid by organization or by Monica, by nobody. And they
They
tried to find.
shouldered all the expenses.
Yes, exactly. Then we realized even transportation company still hadn't been paid.
Yes. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
Nothing basically was paid, and these great guys, they were really trying to help us to have at least decent conditions. So we found some hotel, we checked in, hoped for the best, but the very next day we found out that the payment still hasn't been done, and they
Mhm.
were about just to basically kick us out. And that was the night when everything happened. Actually, for me, it's a little bit hard to understand because the night when we checked into that hotel, the latest one,
Yes.
they took our passports. Understand that's normal procedure. They take passports, enter the data. All right,
Yeah.
but then they are supposed to give your passports back.
Uh-huh.
Uh, they kept these passports all in pack at reception. I was so tired, it was after midnight, so I said, okay, I would deal with this in the morning. So I
Mhm.
came in the morning to pick up my passport, and I literally had to fight to have my passport back because they
Wow.
started
Yeah.
saying, "No, we need your passport. We would give it back to your coordinator." And I already knew that she was the scammer because we found out all the bad news on Google
Yeah.
about
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
scamming all other contestants, other beauty queens. So I said, "No, over my dead body, you would have my passport. She would have my passport. I want my passport back. This is my right. Nobody has the right to keep my passport from me." So I believe I was just so pushing, and in the end they gave up and gave my passport back.
Mhm, mhm. Yes.
uh,
Uh-huh.
yes, and nobody else did it, so everybody was so surprised that I already had my passport back, and probably that pushed them to start this fight too. So it was
Mhm.
so messy in the lobby. In the evening everybody was around this reception trying to get their passports back. So
Okay.
it was already very, heating up. And I was about to blow because again we didn't have any transparency. Like we asked so many questions and nobody even tried to explain any of them. We were fed only promises.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then when that situation started with Helen, with that hotel, with her crying
Yeah,
because
we
she
saw her crying, and I want to go. I don't know. Like she said, she wants to leave already,
Yes.
or she wants to withdraw. I don't know exactly that situation. We just saw the video. Like you were shouting at someone, and like defending the girls. Like let them leave. It's their right. Like
Let
she
them
has.
go.
Yeah, she has a big community in the Philippines. Blah blah blah. And then we saw the video that she was crying. At the front desk. What was
yeah,
that situation? What was going on that time?
I swear I didn't know anybody was recording me. I uh, went out from this hotel, went to the gate where security was with guns. I took Helen with me. I was so frustrated and I started yelling like, "What's happening?" Because she even didn't stay in that hotel. She stayed with the team somewhere else. So she walked
Okay.
alone into that place. And I started yelling, what's happening? Why don't you let her go?" And they were trying to dodge, saying, "Oh, we need to wait. We need to wait. We're waiting for our boss. We're waiting for somebody." I said, like, "No, you're not waiting for anybody. We don't
Yes,
need
yes.
to wait for
Mm-hmm.
anybody. I can leave the very second I want. Nobody can force me to stay here."
Yes.
And that's why I was yelling, because I already lost my temper. I was so
Mm-hmm.
frustrated by everything what had been happening up to that point, and seeing her cry, I was like, no, okay. And it was hard for her because those people obviously speak English and their native language. Helen doesn't speak English that much, so it was harder for her to
Express herself.
explain,
Yes.
explain
Mm-hmm.
everything. So that's why I came with her. And I remember people were gathering around, probably some guests or whoever. I think they just gave up. I remember I was saying something that since she's from Philippines, she has a very strong community which will spread
Mm-hmm.
everything about it, and you won't be able to stop it. It's not
Yes,
a
yes.
me being there, because if she tells, everybody will know.
Mm-hmm. She
Uh,
has a big fan base here in the Philippines, so everybody loves her. She's so popular here.
yes, I know. I know she has her own YouTube blog and she makes all these videos. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I still can't understand why exactly they were keeping us inside.
Yeah.
Then later, then apologized and say, "We apologize. We just needed to blah blah blah." And um, if anybody wants to go, is free to go. If somebody wants to stay, you can stay. We
Mm-hmm.
already called the police to take that Monica, to arrest the Monica. Um,
She was
so
arrested, right? Mm-hmm.
she was arrested, yes. And we had a big meeting with some police officer, hotel management, and all the group. I believe it's somewhere recorded because they didn't allow us to record it. But instead of one person, but probably it's still somewhere recorded. Well, it doesn't really matter. It was just for our own, security, so we can prove it was there.
Yes.
Hotel made okay deal that said that we understand your situation, but we are still not paid. We can leave. We can let you to stay in that hotel for the night you already slept here, and for the following night for $50 together for each.
Okay, okay. And then
Yeah.
one of your fans, I think, like, rooting for you here, like in the Philippines, like Loe Balbagio, she said that Ms. Czech Republic, thanks for being brave and vigilant. You really are a queen. You deserve the crown because of what you did for the welfare of your fellow candidates. Yes, that's from Loe Balbagio. And we also have Neskito. Yeah, watching from Japan. Hello, Miss Czech Republic. I would like to thank you for helping Miss Herlene that can allow her to go back home. Thank you for your kindness and thank you so much. We have a lot of comments here, like praising you, like you're really a brave woman.
Yes.
Yes.
You were the hero.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, like, like Czech Republic is a military. So,
it's
okay.
very, it's
Okay.
very.
Do you have a follow-up question?
Yes. I just have like one question about the yellow vaccine. Is
Mhm.
because there were rumors like some candidates withdrew from that pageant. It's because of they don't have yellow vaccine. Is there like
Uh,
a truth behind
I mean,
this?
there was like, like Ebola virus like
Yes.
spreading around that area. So they needed that yellow vaccine. I'm not really sure.
well, obviously, there are some contestants who never arrived for some reason. Somebody didn't make visa in time. Somebody thought, oh, again, it's just too far, so maybe next time. So yes, there were some contestants. I can't blame them, but definitely, yellow fever vaccination itself is not a problem. You do this, and you basically have the certificate the very moment. You just need to wait for 10 days before arrival to Uganda.
Okay.
That's visa to Uganda is done in 2-3 days probably. Like it doesn't
Mhm.
take so long. It's just online visa, so it's not an obstacle in general.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes, we all had concerns about Ebola, But I think it was a little bit exaggerated in media more than in
Okay.
reality. So we were all okay there. And
Mhm.
Ebola definitely wasn't any reason for moving the competition or for stopping contestants to come or for contestants to drop. Absolutely not. Absolutely
Okay.
not. It was
Mhm.
because nothing was paid, and those who were about to come, they say, "Well, okay, if this is happening, we're not coming." And
Okay.
whoever
Mhm.
could drop it before, like Miss Italy left, Miss Syria left,
Miss Portugal.
Miss Portugal left. Yes, I think yes, a little bit earlier as well. But Italy and Syria left even before everything
So
exploded.
they let the girls leave during that, altercation between you and one of the organizers. So there were, you were having an altercation with them. And then that night, did they let you leave that
Of
night? Or,
of hotel. Well, Monica was arrested and taken away by the police. By the
okay.
police.
Hmm.
We were allowed to stay or to go, whichever we wanted to do. Obviously, we stayed that night, and
Hmm.
then was the different story. With Monica, me, I think Miss Ethiopia, and a person who was making photos and was helping us, and he was at the same time Monica's friend. We all went to the police, but
Yes.
I believe this police was just a big performance, even though we were giving out testimonies, but they never recorded it. They never used anything to provide us back. So they were just writing on piece of paper.
Hmm.
And they said, "Well, okay, we will deal with that." And they were acting like they trust us, but Monica was released the very next day.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay, a follow-up question because a lot of girls have withdrawn already for the competition, but the organizer posted on social media that they're going to push through the preliminary competition last Tuesday. What was that? Yes.
Well, truth is that nobody ever communicated with us. Nobody ever said anything. Nobody discussed anything. So when it was said, "Oh, preliminaries are going to be Tuesday, Thursday, whatever date," we were like, "Okay, who is going to do this?" Because basically nobody stayed.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Everybody left. Maybe 20 people stayed. Who is going to compete and where? Where? Like
Mhm.
no. And why don't they tell us? Why don't they tell this information to us so we can know? Because nobody was communicating with us, and we can blame a local scammer, Monica Akech, as long as we can. It's her fault definitely, but the truth is that organization also didn't help us. They didn't care. We don't have place to live. We don't have food. We don't have money to leave the country. I was so blessed because I stayed with Czech Ugandan charity organization. I met those. Sorry, a kitten.
Yes.
I met Czech people, like I told you, and they are doing charity in Uganda. So I stayed in the like not like house where they accommodate delegates from Czech Republic. So I was very privileged. I didn't have to worry. But others, they were just stranding from place to place, and they lived in some unfinished building because
Yes. Uh-huh.
they couldn't afford living there. As a as a contestant, you go to competition, you pay for nothing. I mean,
Yeah,
in return for
exactly.
food,
Hmm.
transportation, and accommodation, you don't pay for this, so you don't even have to take any money with you. Maybe just in
Okay.
case, but you don't have to.
Hmm.
And yes, that's the biggest problem, that whatever they were saying or announcing, then they were just dodging, switching, and flip flopping from one version to another. First, they started with Monica statement that competition is going on in Uganda. We had a few complications. That's how
Yeah.
she said. But then they exactly but then they never said anything to us again, and they switched to saying, "Oh, preliminaries are going to happen." And then
Uh-huh.
the next day they said, "Oh, due to some complications, we cancel competition in Uganda. It's going back to Cambodia in January 2020."
January. Yes. Okay. Hmm.
And again, nobody said anything to us. They didn't try to communicate. Okay, I can imagine in I don't know, in some weird universe, It's a huge, huge misorganization, miscommunication, a huge
Yeah,
irresponsibility.
yeah,
I don't believe that, but let's imagine it is. At least the least thing you can do is to make official apology to every single contestant,
exactly. Yes. Mhm.
cover all of their expenses immediately. In modern world, you don't have to wait for ages. You do it with few clicks on your phone and money is transferred.
Mhm, mhm.
Nobody did anything. Nobody, no the CEO.
Yet you were not able to communicate with the CEO?
No, I was writing to him. So first day he was answering and everything he said. Yes, this is not right. I agree with you, and that's it.
Mhm.
Nothing else.
Oh,
I was pushing my messages. Okay, what's happening? What's happening? This is not right. This is definitely off. And then he just stopped replying. And when everything exploded, he stopped replying. No, he proceeded in not replying. And I believe I am even blocked in Miss Planet Instagram. Crazy kitty. Uh, um, on Instagram of Miss Planet because my comments are not seen under the posts. So
yeah.
you won't see my comments, even though I have written many of them.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And
You
that's
have a
so
lot of
sad
questions.
that Miss Planet fan pages are blaming me and saying, "Oh, it is because it was in Uganda. Oh, you're doing wrong because you say bad things and blah blah blah." And they are blind, and but they are just kids. They don't understand anything. They're like 18, 19 years old. They are kids.
Yes,
But
yes.
I feel so embarrassed by the fact that there are some contestants who still want to compete after this humiliation
It
and
was a traumatic experience for all of you.
yes, and it's just so I can't put it in words. I don't understand it. It's I don't know why. I won't compete. I mean, it's not Miss Universe. It's not anything in top pageant industry. It's
I
not
know.
worth
Mhm,
to compete and to step over yourself. But even if it
mhm.
was, I wouldn't because for what? It's not worth it. So I
Okay.
decided I won't after all of that. I had no reason to be there in the first place.
Mhm.
So since the pageant will be postponed, right, this coming January in Cambodia, are you still going to participate?
No, 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 no. This is what I have said. This is what I
Not
have said.
anymore?
I'm not going to because after all of that, after all this humiliation and disrespectful behavior and
Yeah.
scam, it's not just irresponsibility, it's total scam because I haven't received my $50 back for paying this accommodation. It's not big money, but again, nobody
Mhm.
received and nobody received money for food or anything because some of them are still there. I
Yeah.
managed to force my embassy to help me. So embassy helped me to come back earlier. So why would I? It's who says it's going to happen? Maybe they will postpone it again because they
It's
already.
gonna happen maybe in January. I mean, if you're planning to join, they will not let you win because of what you did, right? So you were like all over social media. Czech Republic did this, blah blah blah, defended the girls. So, but it was a brave action, definitely. We salute you for that.
Yes, well, yes, exactly. They won't let me win even if I decide. That's totally true. And again, why would I go to some place which just spit in my eye? And if I go there, I will say, "Oh, it's okay to spit in my eye. You can do it one more time." So no,
Yes, yes.
definitely not. I've been to other pageant before,
Yeah.
so I have experience. I was in Miss Global. I was runner up in Miss Global.
Mhm.
I was in some local competitions. It's hard for me because I'm already out of age. But even though I'm not going to sell myself short just
Yeah.
because of that. And
Okay.
to be really honest, it's also so upsetting me because I have known Pedro for a couple of years through
Mhm.
Miss International. Miss International organization gave me contact because he's national director for Russia in Miss
Yeah.
International. So I trusted Miss International, of course. I believe they trusted him too. Um, but he failed probably. I don't know why. I still can't explain why the first edition was good and
Mhm.
this edition was a total disaster. Like there was no edition. I don't
Yeah.
understand. And I don't
Anyway,
understand, I still don't understand why they decided to move competition from Cambodia to Uganda.
exactly, right?
So far
Yeah.
from Cambodia, and Uganda wasn't a country which ever organized
Hmm.
international beauty pageant. I
Yes.
understand you want to promote a country, but why exactly now and why exactly to Uganda? It
Yeah. Hmm.
still wasn't enough. What Pedro said that they had some contacts in Africa, and that's why they decided to make it there. But
Hmm.
even in South Africa or in I don't know in Ghana or in Nigeria would be a better choice. If
Yes.
you
Yes.
want to make
Yes.
it in Africa, it's still better because South Africa is a big country in pageantry.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know, even Nigeria, Ghana, or whichever other country. If
Hmm.
you keep it close to Cambodia, you can do it. I don't know in Thailand. Thailand is
Yeah.
one of the best
Hmm. I
production
agree.
places in pageantry. Like latest
Yes.
Miss Grand or Miss Universe, it always was great. So a lot of questions which have never been answered, and
Hmm.
it just makes it just adds up to all of these madness. So you understand each detail really matters in this situation. Each
Yeah. You
detail.
wait. Actually, you wasted your energy, your money, and the money that was not even reimbursed, right?
Yes, I was lucky because I got invitation from Miss Planet organization back in time because they wanted me to compete. They thought I would be a strong contestant, so
Yeah.
they invited me. So I never dealt with this. Only I dealt with my sponsors, with my designers, and with my flight
Yeah.
there. But again, I had
Hmm.
sponsors, yet I feel so bad that I feel that I failed them, even though it's not my fault. But I feel so embarrassed because they put a lot of energy, time, and money in me, and I couldn't give it back to them in the
Yeah.
shape I promised. It's so bad, but of course they also understand it's not my fault. They are happy that I came back alive.
Yeah.
Exactly.
South
Exactly.
Africa.
Yes.
It's
Uh-huh.
Uganda.
Anyway,
Yeah.
like, how's your relationship like with Herlene Budol, Miss Philippines? Were you able to get the chance to talk to her and share some, great moments together?
Actually, yes. Well, since she wasn't staying with us, we didn't see each other that much. But during some activities, especially when she had camera, was filming something, so it was funny to have some jokes. And I believe during waiting for sash ceremony because it was 3 hours.
Yes.
I had a live on my page and one of Miss Planet fan pages. They asked me to make a live, and I was with her, and she was saying some funny stuff. So I was very happy to see her as a person that she is very easygoing and very open and just very honest. So I just like these qualities about her.
Yes.
I
Yes.
like that she's not fake.
Hmm. And I hope soon you have time to visit the Philippines and you have a lot of fans here, including us already. Yeah.
Philippines. I've been to Philippines in 2019.
Oh, really?
Yes, that was when I was competing in Miss Global. Miss Global 2018 was held in 2019 in the Philippines. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
how I know a lot about Philippines, and I have such a strong connection. And it's
Yeah.
so funny because there are a few Filipinos in Czech Republic, and I know them, and they, of course, they follow all of your news, and they say, "We saw you in Filipino news
Yeah.
everywhere."
Okay.
I was like, yeah, this is so funny how world is small, even being so big.
Yeah, maybe next time, right? Maybe you have time to visit here. You are welcome here in the Philippines.
Oh, I hope so. I hope I will visit again one day. It's one of my just the one of
Mm.
my best memories and best experience in life. And I just love Filipino people.
Yes, you have great, like experiences here in the Philippines. That was way back 2018, but the worst experience in Uganda, right?
Yeah, so I don't know what kept me sane and not just ended up in, I don't know, in tears and fear. Hard to tell. Even though it was devastating, it wasn't for me personally that emotionally hard, maybe because I lived through many different bad situations in my life,
Yes.
being kind of adult. So probably, even though it was far away and everything, it wasn't for me emotionally the worst.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, yes. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
so for some
So,
reason,
so you just mentioned a while ago that maybe you were already at what, like, I think the qualification of pageants is
Yeah.
until 28. But do you have any other plans of joining other big pageants?
I really wanted, but for example, we have local competition, Miss Czech Republic, but they don't allow anybody older than 25. And when they were founded, they already had this rule and not rule condition, and I was already out of age, unfortunately.
Ah,
So
okay.
yeah, that's why I decided to go my own way and to find my way into world of pageants.
Yeah,
Maybe
anyway, you're an actress. Let's say you can do more movies there in Czech Republic. Mm-hmm.
yes, I hope what I really hope for is one day they will increase age limit too, because now
Yeah,
Miss
yeah.
Universe accepts married women with children, and I hope other pageants will follow this and they will
Because Miss
increase.
Universe actually, right? Yeah, they changed their rules, right? They have their own I think like they allowed married women or like divorce and like no there's maybe soon I hope there will be no age requirement because there's no height requirement in Miss Universe now. And I hope the age there would be like till 35, right? So
So
there
amazing. I think I would just do everything to get there, or at least to Miss World, because I really like Miss World. But if I had to choose, I would try to go to Miss Supranational. I know some of Miss Supranational
oh yes,
directors.
Supranational,
yes,
yes.
yes, one of
Yes,
the
I really
really
like it.
prestigious
And
pageants.
once they organized a virtual competition to get a chance to compete in Miss Supranational, and I was there on the behalf of another country because I have mixed ancestry. So I thought if I can't go to Miss Czech Republic, I would try to go as another country because of my ancestry and try to get my chance. I didn't win. I was in some top, but I didn't win this virtual competition. But those who won, Miss England and Miss Bahamas, they were competing in Miss Supranational because they won the
Okay.
competition. So yes, I really like direction. I like the vision and I like the production. So I think in my own dreams, I would really like to go there. Um, I also had a
We will
chance
be
to
rooting for
compete
you.
in Miss
Yeah.
International. By the way,
Mhm.
I also had a chance to compete in Miss International in 2019
Yes.
after my Miss Global experience, but that's the first bad experience I had. I had a scam, a national director who scammed me,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. So I lost my chance to enter Miss International. Um,
Oh.
and again, because of age, it was my last chance. And that's how I knew
Mm-hmm.
about Pedro, the CEO of Miss Planet, because they gave me his contact. So probably he could help me, but it was already too late.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, no, we have taken much of your time now, like,
Yeah.
and we thank you.
Thank you so
We just
much.
want to thank you so much. It's an honor to have you as our guest here in the NA channel.
Salamat.
Yes,
Yes.
and looking forward to seeing you soon here in the Philippines.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me and trusting me. And I'm really delighted to be here. Thank you very much. I hope I gave you all the necessary information. Whatever, if you need
Yes, yes,
Yes.
to,
yes,
feel
yes,
free to
yeah.
ask
Hmm.
me anytime
So now,
soon.
any to all your Filipino fans, do you have any
My
message for them?
message.
Well, all of you guys, I just want to say big thank you. You motivated me a lot to keep going, to keep saying whatever was happening, because sometimes it was really hard when I didn't have any support because nobody wanted me to speak. And I was so motivated, and thank to you. Thanks a lot, and I wish you all the best. Wish you all the
Y-
best.
Thank you so much. This is not the last, okay? We will see each other soon again.
Yes.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much, Camila Sparrow, and we'll see you soon.
you soon. Goodbye.
Yes, thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Have a good night. Have a good morning there. Ayan
Ang
po,
ganda
ayan.
niya.
Anyway, ang ganda-ganda niya, sobra.
Oh.
She's such a beautiful woman. And, naano ko sa kanya na, ano yung totoong tao, no?
Yeah,
Hindi siya
masyado siya mabait.
mabait.
Oh.
Palaban siya
Yes.
sa karapatan ng iba. Ayan. Sa mga nagko-comment dyan, ano, nahiya na kami kasi nga masyadong mahaba na yung conversation natin kay Miss Camila. Okay? So sa mga fans naman ni Herlene Budol yan, syempre, alam mo, gusto natin alamin kung ano nga ba talaga nangyayari.
Sana next naman na mag-guest natin dito si Miss Herlene Budol. Sana paunlakan naman tayo.
Yeah, so Sir Wilbert Tolentino,
Yes.
ayan, i-shoutout na rin. May ano pala, naka-chat siya ni Magdalena Fox. Nung nag-shoot kami sa Rizal. So ngayon, at bago nag-back out si Herlene Budol. Oo, nag-usap pa si hello to Magdalena Fox. Ayan, oo.
Hi, Miss Magdalena Fox.
Ayan.
At least ngayon sa mga bashers, si Miss Herlene Budol, at least ngayon sa nagsalita na si Miss Czech Republic, siguro naman ngayon alam na natin kung ano yung totoong dahilan, bakit siya nag-back out.
Oo, talagang malinaw na sinabi mismo ni Miss Camila, Czech Republic na talagang sa umpisa pa lang. Alam, nakaramdam na sila na parang alam mo, may mali. O, di ba? So ngayon grabe sa dinala hindi para sa hotel.
Hindi sa hotel, sa apartment, mga Airbnb. Tapos nakatatlong apartment sila bago sila nakapag-stay.
Oo. Ang sabi naman dito ni Kasaludong Pinoy, ano oras po ba ang coronation? Wala na po. Anyway, yan po yung balita natin kasi nga parang feeling natin talaga parang na-scam, no? Yun matawag doon?
Scam, yung sinabi nila.
O sabi naman, I look forward to seeing Wilbert Herlene tandem in your program. Sabi naman ni Lina Duwata Melo. Yeah, to Sir Wilbert and Herlene Budol. Sana makita-kita tayo soon, di ba? And ito sabi ni Katarizina Dolinska. Totoo nga ba, chika na nag-back out ng Herlene Budol? Yes, yan po talaga balita ngayon natin. Na wala na pong Miss Planet. Itutuloy na sa January, pero wala nang sasali.
Wala na yata sasali.
Wala sasali. Sira na yung credibility nila. Di ba sabi
kasi
niya,
humiliation. Di ba sinabi niya ni hotel accommodation, sa food, sa mga transportation, wala pong na-reimburse sa mga candidates.
Yes, oo. And sa lahat manonood dyan, maraming salamat po. Ayan.
Hanggang sa muli. Sana po, abangan natin na paunlakan tayo ni Miss Herlene Budol.
Yes, antayin natin yan. At yes. Sir Wilbert, di ba? Sana, di ba?
Sana paunlakan niyo kami.
Sakit ng ulo ko, girl. Pero anyway, sobrang saya ko.
Yes.
Masaya ko na.
Napakabait ni Miss Czech Republic. Napakaganda po.
Napakaganda niya. Sa mga nag-comment dito, salamat din, Matthew Witz. Ayan, shout out to si Matthew Witz. Sa mga nanood dito, sa mga nag-comment, si Neskito. What yan? Yung mga nag-comment. Maraming sa Lowy, Balbagyo, at sa marami pang siguro makapanood naman nila to.
Yes.
Diba? And magbabalik po kami ulit. And mag-live tayo again soon.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And we'll see you again soon.
Oo naman. Kanina ka pa, kalabit ng kalabit, sinabi na, nagla-live kami. Ha? Mabait siya, no?
Mabait.
Saka madaldal.